And now, in just a moment, we'll begin player introductions.
Rain arrived just in time for the game to start.
For the Sherwood Bowman, number 1, Savannah Medina. Number 2, Brooklyn Ridnour. Number 3, Ava Granquist. Number 4, Tempe Karkin. Number 6, McKinley Sewell. Number 7, Farrah Sewell. Number 11, Adie Bain. Number 17, Catherine Spidell. Number 19, Maddie Thomas. Number 20, Clara Sandhu. Number 21, Debbie Gurr. Number 22, Kate Seffenfield. Number 24, Sarah Kate Whitman. Number 29, Adeline Cochran. Number 48, Melissa Perel. Number 7, Mia Swanson. And number 88, Kaylin Perlmutter. Head coach of the Bowman is Amy Fehrenbacher with assistant coach Julie Hamburger. And now, soaring down from the towering heights of the West Hills to the mighty Willamette River, here are your Guardians. And number 1, Maya Soltes. Number 2, Lily Crockett. Number 3, Ivy Toubé. Number 4, Minding the Cage is Maya Light. Number 5, Scarlett Barr. Number 6, Kelly Rector. Number 7, Julia Fridmore Brown. Number 8, Young McGuire. Number 10, Mercedes Walcott. Number 14, Charlie Mayer. Number 15, Michael Esmond. Number 16, Sophia Brand. Number 18, Rick Dominance. Number 19, Eddie Portland. Number 21, Julie Hartman. June Hartman. Number 22, Ella Morris. Number 24, Maria Malapati. Number 25, Neil Larson. Number 28, Nia Jabot. Head coach of the Guardians is Highland Colin Masengo with assistant coaches Jason Masengo and Abby Boyer. And we are ready. Let's go, Guardians! And now, one and all, please rise if you are able and kindly remove your caps for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right. Wells Lacrosse fans, it is a brand new era. This is the first stream going live from. Oh, now there's some music playing. I'm going to mute for a second. All right. As I was about to say, this is a new era for Wells Lacrosse. We are streaming using the new Wells YouTube channel. So if you haven't followed the YouTube channel, this is a great time to subscribe. We have the requisite number of subscribers in order to stream on this channel, and I think it was like a year in the making to make this go. But it's great because we'll no longer need to use my account, and for years into the future, we'll be able to use this Wells account. Weather here is pretty miserable. Julia on the draw. Julia with the draw control just snags that right out of the air. Ellie with the ball at the moment. Now back to Julia. Also on offense, we have Ella, Scarlett, Maya, and it's like Micah. Julia now cuts in between. Ooh. It's a shame. If she could have pulled it back, she probably would have had shooting space. Shoots, goes wide left. Will go out of bounds, but Wells will be closest to it. So Micah was right there. It'll be Wells' ball. Now over the top, tries to go to Julia, but didn't connect. Julia recovers. Ellie on the top of the circle here. Julia with the little pick. Ellie right into the middle, right over the top of the keeper, shoots and scores.
That's guarding goal by Ellie Rector.
On defense, we have AD, Maya, Ivy, and that is almost certainly Fiona. But I can't quite read the number. Peter, is that Fiona?
7. Oh, no, she's 8.
18?
8. Oh, no, she goes here.
Can't quite read that number. We'll get back to it. Julia on the draw. Ellie to the left, and I believe that's Micah. So Micah's playing in mid. Oh, no, actually, that is Fiona. Fiona's in mid. So that is where Fiona is. Fiona up top on D. It's always interesting watching these teams encountering this zone for the first time. Can have a Foul of some sort on Julia. I didn't quite catch that. So Highland brought this defensive scheme from Pacific, where she played Division III lacrosse, and her coach Britt is actually one of the referees tonight. So if Wells is not running the defense correctly and out of position, we've got a good chance that Britt will know and catch him. Oh, good cut in there by the Forest Grove player. Ties it up here with about a little over 9 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So goal by Addie Bain.
Britt is the referee here on the near side. Head coach at Pacific, really great coach, great person. Played goalie in college. Coached at Linfield for a bit and then went back to her alma mater and has been coaching at Pacific since. She's also, I believe, president of the OGLA. So, and also refs lacrosse. Pretty much lacrosse is her life now. Julia on the draw. Snagged out of the air by Fiona. Great job. Now to Julia on the far side. Ellie's got a good cut down the middle. Oh, but actually Scarlett kind of ran to the same spot. Julia in, shoots, and scores.
Goal by Julia Brown.
There was actually a shooting space. You'll see this sometimes. A ref will pull a flag out of their pocket when somebody's running into the goal area. It usually indicates that they've seen a shooting space violation, but if the player actually gets a shot off, they won't call it. Whether they make it or don't make it, it won't come back. So one of the things that I've seen a few times at college level is somebody will get a flag out and the sidelines will yell for them to pull the ball back out. Because if they pull it back out, then they'll get the free shooting position shot. So if they don't have a good opportunity, sometimes it can make sense to just pull it back out. Ellie with the draw control up to Julia. Has Micah on the left there. Now, tries to go over the top to Fiona, but doesn't quite connect. Ball loose on the ground. Now behind the net. Oh, ground ball grabbed by Ella. Over here to Micah. Julia at the top. Oh, we have another score there.
Goal by Ellie Rector with an assist from Julia Brown.
And it looks like Jeff is again watching the stream from Cabo and making us all jealous. I wasn't going to indulge this again this year. I was going to make him have to be out here in the hail and the cold and the rain. But I guess he lucked out again. All right, Ellie on the draw. Fiona to the right. Julia to the left. Ooh, loose ball. Julia kicks it out of there and then is able to pick it up. So you can kick a ball when it's on the ground. Oh, hasn't had an opportunity there for Maya, but had two in front of her, probably couldn't make that pass successfully. Julia with a screen and rolls of a we have a I don't know if you can get rid of that message or not. Oh, Britt is a Wilson Wells alum. Jeff says. I forgot about that. We have a sphere violation. Julia with the ball over to Maya. Now behind the goal to Ella. Now Micah with the ball on this near side. Scarlett. Ella. Julia with it. A dive there by Ellie. Now Ella. Oh, over the top to Ellie. Ellie will get a foul there. It's going to be another sphere violation. So sphere means basically in the head area with the stick. It's not something that gets called at the college level, but is at the high school level. You still can't hit somebody in the head with the stick. Ellie shoots and scores. A great job, just fast in there.
By Ellie Rector off the penalty.
Yeah. So I think the only way to get the comments off the screen, if they're in the way, is to just turn off comments for the stream, which we can do up here in the upper left. See that little comment bubble? So if they're in the way, you can turn them off. All right. We have Ellie on the draw. Julia to the left. Fiona to the right. Oh, great job by... I thought Fiona had snagged that out of the air, but draw control by Sherwood. That's going to be a shooting space violation, I think, on Wells this time. So Sherwood free shooting position on the 8 meter on the far side hash mark. Maya in goal. Good job by Julia getting there, and then blocking it. And then Fiona dispossesses the Sherwood player. Now on the counter attack. Is that Fiona or was that? Yeah, it is Fiona. Yep. Fiona pauses for a moment. Back to Julia. Julia right into the middle. Wide open. Good save by the Sherwood goalie. Still, Julia gets the rebound, shoots, and scores.
Goal by Julia Whitmore.
Wells leads 5-1 with just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Right. Ellie on the draw. Sherwood with the draw control, but we'll foul for Fiona. Self-start by Sherwood. A ball on this near side here. Guarded by 18, Addie. No, that's not Addie. Must be 19. Or actually, it is Addie, but not AD. Oh, great job knocking that ball down by Fiona. Oh, geez, and then it just comes right up into Maya's stick and net as it crossed the 30. Now over to Ella. Ella back to Scarlett. Scarlett has a couple of options. Oh, gets it all the way to Fiona, who shoots and scores. Great shot there. Great pass from Scarlett.
Goal by Fiona McGuire with an assist from Scarlett Clark.
We're going to have a timeout here for Sherwood with Wells leading 6-1. So last year we played at Sherwood. I have a recently built high school, and everything about it is just gorgeous. Like the field is gorgeous. The high school's gorgeous. It's just amazing. Peter, who's working the cameras, he just had to turn off comments on the stream because I've not figured out a way with this app that we use to stream to have comments that show up and then go away. They just like stick around on the screen and then you can't see what you're filming, which is unfortunate. I tried a couple of different spots to try to see if there was a place to put them where they wouldn't be in the way, but hasn't really worked. The app also this year added instant replay, but we haven't really explored that yet. So maybe eventually we'll give that a try. But great news is Wells has an official YouTube channel, which means that maybe I won't have to do this anymore. I no longer have a kid at this school. What am I doing here? What am I doing here, Peter?
We need you to do the comments. And you're an expert on the game.
I'm not an expert on the game.
I'm doing good at the camera, but we need your.
So hopefully, though, even if I'm not here, Peter will be able to stream. We're trying to get that set up. So we'll see how it goes for Friday. I won't be here on Friday because Pacific will be in Tacoma playing Pacific Lutheran University. My kid, Kai, plays for Pacific. Former Wells player last year. And then on Saturday, they play at Puget Sound, University of Puget Sound. I saw Britt before the game, the coach for Pacific, who's the referee. She's going to be helping with the draw here. And I told her that they're totally off center. They're not anywhere near the half line. This happens all the time. But I told her that my favorite thing is when the ref is running backwards, I want them to slip. And that I wouldn't root for it while she was doing it. And she said it was all right. So now if she falls, it's going to be because we had that conversation. All right, Julia with the draw control. Right over the top to Fiona. Fiona has Ellie on the left. Ellie cuts right in. Ball's knocked free, but gets it back. Ellie behind the goal now, over to Julia. Julia. Cut off by two Sherwood players. Back to Scarlett. Seems like that timeout worked well for Sherwood here with a little bit better defense. Ellie to Julia. Julia spins back, shoots off the left or off the right post. Comes right back out though to Ellie. Ellie cuts in, ball dislodged. Sherwood keeper with it outside of the crease, so they can apply some pressure to her if they want. Now Fiona applies pressure. Stolen away by Ella. Now up to Julia. Got two on Julia. Julia over the top to Scarlett. Saved by the Sherwood keeper. Great string of possessions here for that Sherwood keep. The Bowman.
Saved by Feeling Perlmutter.
Maya with the defense. Oh, cut across the middle. I think we're going to have a sphere violation there on Ellie. Oh, there. So Sherwood will have free shooting position on the 8-meter. About a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Sherwood scores. I had to chuckle because
Goal by Sarah Kate Whitman.
I believe Ellie got the sphere violation, so she had to stay behind a little bit. So she was lined up right behind Julia, and so Julia tried to rush in and get a stick on the shot, and Ellie used her stick to push Julia forward. All right, Britt caught the midfield line. It's so funny to me. Every game they have trouble figuring out where the line is. Wonder what it's like in football games. Ellie with the draw control. Ellie all the way in. Pulls it back out. Now Julia with the ball. Good crash there by... Oh. I have a foul on Sherwood. Trying to prevent Julia from spinning
1 minute
there.
remaining in the quarter.
Julia. Oh. All right. Ref corrected the time. Julia in, shoots, and scores. Just under a minute to go.
Goal by Julia Pridmore Brown. Penalty.
Wells leads 7-2. Julia on the draw. Fiona to the right. Ellie to the left. Ooh. So, foul there on Wells. Oh, she just tripped, collapsed. It's unfortunate for the Sherwood player. Ellie gets the ball off of that little fumble, and then now Julia has it. Julia over the top to Micah. Oh, Micah had an open net there for, or not an open net, but a shot opportunity there for a moment. Sherwood intercepts that pass momentarily. Maya now recovers the ball, and that'll do it for the first quarter. With Wells leading 7-2.
You don't pause it. You don't pause it during the...
We will mute to prevent as many of the copyright violations for the music. So we'll talk to you in a moment. All right, start of the second quarter here with Wells leading 7-2. Julia on the draw. Ellie to the left and Sophie. Or I'm sorry, Sophie to the left, Ellie to the right. That was actually not something that they should have been able to do. So on the draw, both teams have to stay behind the 30s until somebody has draw control, and they were past the 30 when they grabbed that ball. But no harm, no foul. Nobody scored, so we'll just let it go. Now, Sophie with the ball. Over to Julia. Now Ellie. Julia. The friends. And in on offense, we have Nia. Scarlett now with the ball. And Maya. Maya pops up. Has an opportunity. Shoots. Goes wide right. I think the goalie may have got a stick on that as well. Out of bounds. It'll be Sherwood ball. Oh, stolen away by Maya. Now has Charlie there, but pass doesn't connect. Sherwood on the counterattack. Ellie chasing her down. Great run there. Great job by Ivy. Cut off the cutter. Now Julia with the ball on the counterattack. Julia has Charlie in the middle. Charlie with the ball. Shoots off the leg of the goalie. Charlie with some defense up here. Now Nia trying to knock the ball free. Yeah. So the Sherwood player was keeping the ball very close to their head, which you can't do. It's called cradling near the sphere or in the sphere. And you can't do it because otherwise what will happen is there's no way for a player to dislodge the ball without hitting somebody in the head. Oh, beautiful pass over the top from Julia to Charlie. Out of bounds. It will be Sherwood ball. Shot went wide left from Charlie. Good job by Charlie dislodging that. And I think that's going to be a foul, yeah. I think Charlie got a little close to the Sherwood player's head. So, but out of bounds, that'll be Wells ball. Scarlett will restart it on that far side. Now to Ellie. Left friends. Nia. Sophie. Julia. Good roll there by Ellie. Ellie shoots and scores. Great pass from Julia Pridmore-Brown.
Goal by Ellie Rector with an assist from Julie Pridmore-Brown.
8-2 Wells lead. I think, unfortunately, the team that's winning tonight is the weather. It is cold. What happened to that 70-degree day we had recently? It's not like we're in Cabo or something, like enjoying the beach and the warm weather.
It moved to Cabo.
Yeah. Trying to make us jealous. Jeff, I hope you have a Corona for me. Margarita for Peter. Yes. Enjoy a little time on the beach while the rest of us are freezing our butts off. Julia with the draw control. Oh. Pass goes awry, but Wells controls it. Charlie with it after Maya kicks it out of the scrum. Now to Scarlett. Julia. Over the top to Ellie, who shoots and scores. Ellie had to jump in the air to grab that, snag that out of the air. A little dangerous pass, but it got there. That's all that matters. Ellie turns around quickly and scores. Wells leads 9-2 with just under 8 minutes to go in the half. Ellie on the draw. Or Julia on the draw, sorry. Julia with the draw control. Now Ellie. Maya, near side. Behind the goal to Scarlett. Now Julia. Nia with a good cut there. Now gets the ball. We have 3-second violation on Sherwood. So that'll be free shooting position on the 8 meter. This is a oh, why are they on the 12? I thought they'd be on the 8. I guess not. Oh, over the top. Great pass from Nia to, I think, to Sophie with the shot, saved by the keeper. I think that Sherwood player on the other end was standing on the line, and as Kai said, when they were sort of guest commentating on the game versus Forest Grove, that the line is hot, so you can't stand on the line. You need to be outside the line. Sort of very similar to like 3 in the key in basketball. You've got to be all the way outside of that 8 meter circle, half circle. All right, ball just comes free with a little pressure from Ellie. Julia with it. I think Ellie popped up on that Sherwood player's right shoulder and startled them a little. Over the top to Maya. Shot and saved by the Sherwood keep.
Saved by Maya Swanson.
Now, Sophie knocks it free, but I guess was in the sphere, so Sherwood will keep it. Well, there's been a few fouls called in this game so far, free of cards, which is good to see. Oh, pass goes awry for Sherwood and right into Ellie's net. Now Ellie brings it up on the far side. Oh. All right. Shot and score by Julia. So I just noticed
Goal by Julia Pittmore-Brown.
that normally the restraining lines are set up on the 30s, but in this, for some reason on this game, the cones, the yellow cones that actually indicate where the restraining line is, there's 4 of them on each side. They're actually on the 35s, which explains why everybody's lining up past the 30. I don't know if that's a high school difference, if it's the 35 and I just hadn't paid attention, but I'm pretty sure it was 30 in the past. So is that a change for this game, or did somebody just put the cones in the wrong spot and we're playing 35? I don't know. Julia on the draw here. Ellie with the draw, control. Now, Scarlett with the ball up top. Roll, pick, and then roll there by Sophie. Nia with the ball on the far side. Now Ellie with it. Julia. Now Maya. Pass over the top. It's around the crease. Comes in on that far side. Over the top to Ellie, who shoots and scores. Great pass by Maya. Great shot by Ellie.
Goal by Ellie Rector with an assist from Charlie Mayer.
Ellie is leading Wells in scoring this season, closely followed by Julia. Julia, though, leads the team in assists. They've been quite the duo, really working off each other so far this season. Julia on the draw. Wells leads 11-2 with 3.5 minutes to go in the half. One more goal for Wells, and we'll have a running clock. Draw control by Ellie. Now over to Julia. Julia over to Charlie. Charlie shoots. Save? I think it was a save by the Sherwood goalie. Not sure. I couldn't quite tell if the ball went, if Charlie lost it when she turned, or if it actually some mistake there that caused a turnover there. Charlie defending. Oh, good pass by Sherwood. Now guarded by AD. So you notice AD is playing what in this zone is either a rover, okay, out of bounds off that pass, and it is Wells' ball. Maya with it in the crease. Now over to Fiona. Tries to get it to Nia, but doesn't quite connect, but Julia grabs it. Julia shoots past, sort of cuts past the player. It's a shot off, shot goes wide right. Julia may have got knocked a little bit. There's a shot by, I think, Scarlett. Ball recovered by Charlie, now over to Scarlett. Scarlett to Sophie. Sophie turns and scores. Sophie LaFrance with a great shot, catches it from Scarlett and then puts it in the right upper side of the net.
Goal by Sophie LaFrance with an assist from Charlie May.
And now, because there's a 10-point gap, we'll have a running clock until that changes. 10-point margin.
Once it gets to a certain score, the clock keeps running.
Yeah. If there's a 10-point margin, the clock will run.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Sophie on the draw now. Ellie to the right, and I'm not certain who's on the circle. Oh, that is Charlie. Draw control by Sherwood. Ball knocked free by Addie and grabbed ground control controlled by Sophie. Now to Maya. 25 seconds to go in the half. 20. Has Charlie in the middle, doesn't see her though. Yeah, back to Sophie. I think they may just hold it. 5. Oh, Charlie shoots and scores. And that is the end of the half.
Goal by Charlie Mayer.
With Wells leading 13-2. And while we're at halftime and they play music that will cause YouTube to complain about copyright violations, we're going to go ahead and mute. Hello. All right. I lost track of time. Had to run some stairs to get back here. Ellie with the draw control. Well, snagged out of the air by Sherwood. Sherwood on the attack. Now guarded by Sophie. Ooh, nice pass into the middle for Sherwood, but immediately intercepted by Ivy, who has the job of intercepting any cutters in this zone. See? Ivy with the good D, and then Sophie grabs the ground ball. The pass doesn't quite connect. Julia up to Ellie. Now Ellie up to Nia. Nia has Charlie on the right side. Ball free for a moment, but Charlie gets it back. Tries to go over the top to Lily, but snagged out of the air by the Sherwood keeper. Great job there. Lily's in the game, I think, for the first time. Now Sherwood comes up. Stopped by 80. Not to be confused with Addie. 80 is 18 and Addie is 19. So they decided to make it really challenging for us. Free shooting position on the 8 meter for Sherwood. Shot goes wide right. And Sherwood will retain the ball. Maya, keeper with the goal, or ball, ahead to AD. Now over to Ellie. Now to Charlie, who just tries to shove it towards the goal. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Wells' ball. Lily will restart it. Now to Charlie. Oh, pass to the middle to Mercedes. Ball comes free. I have no idea whose that is going to be. I'm saying it is Wells' ball. Charlie starts it. Now Nia. Julia. Spins back to the baseline, shoots and scores.
Goal by Julia Primavera.
Wells leads 14-2. So I did talk to the folks in the booth about the restraining line, and it is supposed to be 30s. But on the Wells field, the goal is on the 5-yard line instead of the goal line. And so because of that, when in order to have sort of the equal amount of area for the offense, the restraining line is on the 35. Now, some refs, when they come to Wells, insist on putting it at the 30, even though it's painted on here at the 35. But for this game, it is at the 35. So what you'll see is that, offensive players, defensive players, like, they need to stay behind that restraining line until there's draw control of some sort or until the ball passes that line. Got Sophie on the draw here. And now they can pass the line because one of the players has control. But only 7 players from each team can ever be past that restraining line. Ellie steals the ball away. Now, fast break. Got a foul there. Ellie will restart on the 12-meter. Sherwood player will have to move behind Ellie. Now over the top to Julia. Julia shoots and scores. Wells leads 15-2.
Fred Brown, an assist from Ellie Richter.
Sophie on the draw. Puts it right to Ellie. Ellie with the draw control has a couple of options here on the fast break. Pulls it back, goes to Julia. Now Sophie. Charlie. Lily. Lily to... It's Mercedes? No, it's not Mercedes. It's Ella. Oh no. Actually, I think that's June. June is the one player I don't have on my roster, but I believe she's 21. There'll be a flag there and the sphere. So Sophie will have free shooting position on the 8-meter. Yep. Sophie. Shot goes to the left. I think the goalie might have got a stick on it. Sherwood ball. Tries to go to the goalie. Oh, good idea by Lily. Defends it, knocks it over, and then June gets it. Now Julia to Charlie, who shoots and scores. Punches that right into the back of the net on the left-hand side.
Julia Fred Brown to Charlie Mayer with a goal.
My wife Dana and I were watching a soccer game once, and there was a English commentator, and he described it as badgered it right into the back of the old onion bag. And that's the closest I've gotten. I've wanted to use it in a stream, and just doesn't quite feel like mine. Punch it in the back of the net. That's probably as close as I'm gonna get. Sophie on the draw. We'll redo that draw here. We should, if should keep track of the number of times that they line up off
1 minute
the main
remaining in the quarter.
line. Sherwood with the draw control. So in this zone, you'll notice that AD, number 18, who just knocked the ball free, but it was a foul. I think, okay, so it was Julia who got the stick sort of near the sphere. So 80 is, I can't remember if they call it a rover or a backer. Gonna ask Kai for the correct terminology, but you'll notice that basically AD is circling just outside of the 8-meter line, and just sort of hounding the ball. So there's almost always a double team wherever the ball is. And that is the end of the quarter with Wells leading 16-2. And then the other thing that'll happen is you've got Ivy as that sort of stopper on the back line who will pop up for any cutters that dive in. And woo, we're gonna mute for the quarter. All right, here. Looks like we have 8 people watching from home, which is great to see. Although if you were in Portland and you decided that it was too cold and so you were going to stay home and watch it in the warm confines of your house, I don't know what to say. Other than you're probably smarter than the rest of us being out here in the cold. Well, then Jeff, who's in Cabo. Again, details that I didn't need to know, just making me exceedingly jealous. Start of the fourth here with Wells leading 16-2. Sophie on the draw here. Ball's up in the air. Draw control by Julia. Julia had to try to get it to, I believe that it was Micah. Now, Sherwood on the counter. Julia gets the ball. Now, over to Micah. Julia. Micah, one of the few players out here sensibly wearing long pants. Now, Ella behind the goal. So it looks like a few of the players actually put on some sweatpants. Scarlett with the ball. Sophie. Ellie. Richmond. Out Mia. Up top to Scarlett. Scarlett. Micah with the ball. Micah with the pick for Julia. Now behind the goal to Ellie. It's like Wells is a little easy at the moment. Oh, Ellie. Now over the top to Micah. So we got 3 seconds on Sherwood. Number 7 for Sherwood will have to come out here behind Micah. Now, tried to go over the top to Julia, but Sherwood did a good job cutting off that pass. AD stops the attack. Sophie. Out of bounds. Addie with the defense there. Gets to restart it. Sherwood. Takes a shot, I think saved by Maya. I couldn't quite see what happened. Had two players run right in front of our vantage point. Addie, now 80. Oh, shot goes wide left. Great move by the Sherwood player right in front of the goal, but puts the ball off to the left side. Again, because Sherwood was closest to it and it was qualified as a shot, or closest when it went out of bounds, they get the ball back. 8 minutes to go in the game. Ball knocked free by Sophie, but a foul called. I forgot that I told Britt I was going to talk smack about her reffing, so I don't think that was a good call. Seems terrible. Actually, couldn't see it, but got to live up to the promise. Micah with the ball. Now to Scarlett. We'll have a Great pass by Micah. Sets up Scarlett. Scarlett will now have free shooting position on the 8 meter on this near hash. Scarlett shoots and scores. Puts it over the left shoulder, or the right shoulder of the keeper.
Goal by Scarlett Barr.
It's about 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Wells leads. You're down a couple on the stream, sir. We're at 17-2.
Sorry about that, folks.
So Peter, Fiona's dad, is managing the camera, which is great. It's nice to be able to watch the game and be able to see. I used to have to do both the camera and the commentating, and my eyesight isn't good for both near and far. So sometimes I'd think the camera was in the right spot, but it wasn't at all, and I could not tell. Intercepted there by Addie, who got fouled and will restart here on the 20. Good job, Addie. Gets it ahead to Ellie. Now up to Julia. Oh, Julia, great catch there. Looked like it was going to be just outside of her reach, but she got it. Now over to Scarlett. Scarlett shoots and scores. Bounces it off the ground. I think that may have been a nutmeg. Past the keep.
Scarlett Barr with a feed from Julia Primrose Brown.
18-2. Just over 5 minutes to go in the game. Running clock. Sophie on the draw. Ellie to the left. Julia to the right. False start. Not sure if that was a mistake on the draw or commonly it's player on the edge of the circle who steps in too soon, but I didn't see which one it was this time. Oh. Good try by Sherwood, but oh. Pass was ahead from 80 to Julia, and Julia lost it for a moment. It rolled down her back. Up to Micah. Now Micah manages to get it over to Maya. Takes a shot. Saved by Sherwood. Sherwood off the penalty. Long pass ahead here. Ellie is on it. Three and a half minutes to go. Now Sophie on D. 80 has it. That'll be a foul. And I think we'll have our first card for the night. I could not see what color that was, if it was green or yellow. If it's green, it's a 1 minute and could be revocable if Wells scores. If it's yellow, at least I think it's revocable at the high school level. This is the problem about now watching college games, is that I'm getting confused about what the rules are, rule differences are. Up to Julia here. Julia to Maya. Or Mia, sorry. Maya. Yeah, they just said Maya. That's what I thought. I've been saying that all along. But last time I thought I heard Mia from the sidelines. So Maya with the ball here. Sort of like on the 8-meter extended outside of the area, though. Now, good pass over to Julia, who shoots. Saved by the Sherwood goalie. Great save there.
Saved by Mia Swanson.
I kind of love this thing that the Sherwood team is doing, where the goalie sets the ball down in the crease, and then sets a pick for, like, while one of the defenders comes in and picks the ball up in the crease. I honestly didn't think that the defenders could go retrieve the ball in the crease, but I guess they can. And so the goalie just like sets it down and then sets a nice sort of hard pick on whoever is trying to chase that defender. Sophie with the ball over to Micah. Micah behind the goal to Julia. So Wells is going to get another win here, undefeated on the season. I think this is 8th games or something. It's interesting. So later in the season, as we start figuring out what will happen with, it was June over here to Ella, I think. Yep, good save there by Ella. Oh, but Sherwood was actually past the restraining line there, so it'll be Wall's ball either way. So as we get closer to the playoffs, there's this thing called Lax rankings that are on the OGLA site that determines sort of where teams are and how they end up, like where they're placed in playoff seed rankings and things of that nature. Right now, it's not up to date, so it's a little hard to tell where Wells will be, but certainly a great start to the season, probably the best start that I've seen. Of course, the real test here will be, I think next week, Wells plays OES. OES is one of the better teams in the league. June with a shot there. I think June's going to have free shooting position. Hopefully you can get this off in time. They stopped the clock, which is great. So 15 seconds left in the game. June shoots and scores. June Hartman with the goal. 19-2. I think that may be June's first goal in the season.
Goal by
Actually, I don't know.
June
I've
Hartman.
missed a lot of games. I shouldn't say that. No idea. And Wells wins 19-2. Thank you all for watching the
Thanks, everyone,
stream.
for sticking to the cold for the exciting matchup.
And we're going to mute and start putting stuff away.
Please
We'll
stick
see what
around
happens
for a
on
quick
Friday if Peter is
quarters,
able to
one
stream or not.
quarters of exciting
But
JV
we'll
lacrosse coming up
definitely
in just a
have at
few
least
minutes.
one of the games next week, and maybe more. All right. Good night, all.